Greetings. Today we are talking about slot machines and the math behind them. Namely, how do you calculate the amount of money that's going to be returned to the player given a set of payouts on a slot machine, and when should you actually start playing a slot machine? When is it worth it? So I've got one of my favorite machines here. This is Blazing Sevens. This is a game I used to work on back when I was doing gaming labs, and it's got a really simple structure. There's 3 reels, there's not too many symbols, real simple, and the game, I guess, is a lot of fun for a lot of people. But how much do you really make on it? Well, here's the payout. This is from a screenshot that I found on Google of a particular type of Blazing 7 machine. There are many different Blazing 7 machines out there with different payouts, so this is going to be a theoretical exercise in how you would calculate a hypothetical payout. So the first thing we need to worry about is the reel stops. So the reel stops are simply the number of times that a symbol occurs on each of the 3 reels in the game. That's all. So reel stops, I'll make a little table. Reel. So symbol, column 1, and we'll have a column for reel 1, 2, reel 3. So the first symbol is the Blazing 7. That's the one that pays 700 to 1 here. So there's a Blazing 7 symbol. Obviously they don't publish the reel stops for their games, and each individual slot machine can have a different number of symbols appearing on each reel depending on how much they want the machine to return. So we're just going to make up some numbers here to get an idea of how many symbols there might be on a hypothetical game. So there's a Blazing 7, there's a non-Blazing 7. Maybe there's 2 on each reel. There are bar symbols, there's 3 bars. Let's say maybe there's 5 on each reel. 2 bars. The payout's a little less on that, so let's say that there's maybe 7 on each reel. 1 bar. 10 symbols per reel. And then there's some blanks. The blanks are just kind of there to fill up the rest of the reel. So really, usually they will set the number of stops that they want to have on the reel first. They'll say there's a total of 50 spaces on the reel for symbols, let's say. And this may not even be a mechanical reel anymore. It could be a virtual reel that has a RNG that generates the numbers for it for each pick. But maybe there's only 50 different possible numbers per each reel. And then the blanks are just used to fill in space on the reel. So this might be 50 minus the sum of all the other symbols, 25, okay. That's kind of a lot of blanks. It seems like you're just going to get nothing but blanks. It's not a fun game, right? So maybe 35, we'll have 35 symbols per reel. Let's see if we do that. And that's how the reel might be structured. The total number of outcomes in the game that's possible is going to be the product of all the symbols on the reel, on all 3 reels. So about 42,000 outcomes. And now we can start looking at the prizes, and then we can generate the return percentage per credit bet. It looks like if you bet 1 credit, you just get bars paying out. You don't get any 7s. Like if you get a 7, 3 7s, and you only buy 1 credit, you get nothing. You have to bet 2 credits to get the prize of 150 for triple 7s. Let's just look at 1 credit payouts first. So there's a payout for getting 3 bars. I'll enumerate this on the reel. So how many different ways can you get 3 bars in a row on a reel, on a line? There can be multiple lines in the game. You don't get any kind of bonus for playing more lines unless there's a kicker for like max bet, which there isn't in this particular game. So how many ways can you get 3 bars on reel 1, 3 bars on reel 2, etc.? I'll make some columns for that. And that's just going to be a sum if. So sum if the symbol on reel 1 is this, You hard code it row wise, but not column wise. There's 5 ways to get 3 bars on reel 1. That checks out. That's working. So your ways, your total ways, is going to be the product of those 3. So there's 125 ways to get 3 bars in a row on a line. There's a prize for 2 bars and 1 bar. So we'll similarly enumerate those ways here as well. Copy the product too. And then there is a prize for getting any bar. Any 3 bars in a row on a line. That's pretty easy to enumerate. That's just the sum of all 3 bars across. But wait, there's 10,000 ways to do it, but some of these ways have already been spoken for. There are 10,648, but 125 of those are 3 bars in a row, and etc. So we need to make some exceptions to get this to work. The ways of getting purely mixed bars are going to be limited by the total number of ways to getting all the other bars. So now your total number of ways are going to be equal to the base minus these exceptions that I'm putting in. Okay, so you actually have 9180 ways to get mixed bars on a single line. And then we worry about the probability, which is the total ways divided by the total possible outcomes. So that's like a percent, pretty low percent, huh? Yeah, not great. But you get paid for each percent. Oops, let me hard code F14. The probability of getting any 3 bars is actually pretty high, 21%. So you get some kind of prize 20% of the time. That sounds pretty good. So your payout for each of these types of games is going to be 60, 40, 20, 10. Right? So your EV, your expected value, is going to be your probability times your payout. And that is the amount of dollars and cents you would get back if you played this game long term after you bet 1 credit. So this any 3 bars is pretty high payout. There's also a payout for getting 3 blanks. I didn't look at that. You get 2 to 1 odds if you get 3 blanks. So we can look that up real quick. 10, 10, 10, number of ways. There's no exclusions. And that's going to add to the expected value. So the total EV is going to be the sum of all these. And the amount bet, in this case, we're looking at 1 credit bet. So the return percentage is going to be 3 divided by 1. So that's a pretty high return percentage. It's giving back 300% of the player's money over time. Pretty good. We can't really have that, of course, so we have to figure out how to make this a better game for the casino, right? Maybe we just increase the number of blanks. Maybe you make it 50, and that drops it quite a bit. So now half the symbols are blanks, but you still win 12% of the time, and you get some 7% for any 3 bars. These are pretty minimal. So you still get paid a little bit here. Oh, the payout here should be 2. There we go. That fixes a lot of problems. So now it's only returning 131%. And now, as a casino math guy, I would kind of tweak these a little bit, maybe make that less. That actually increases it a little, decreases a little bit. Maybe there's only 9 1 bars or 8, something like that. So now we're down to 112, maybe 6, 6, 5. What's that? So now it's almost an even game. Now if I drop this to 3, it'll go down below 100%. This would be a really good slot machine. It's returning 96, 97 cents on the dollar. Pretty good return for amount bet of 1. And now we'll incorporate the 7s into the payout structure. All right, so let me move this down a little bit. you can get a blazing 7, 3 sevens, regular 7s in a row, or the mixed 7s. Let's see what we can do there. There's only one way to get a blazing 7, but we'll enumerate this on our little reels here. Right? And there's no exceptions going on here. So that adds a little bit to the EV, not much. If you have 3 sevens, you can get 3 7s in a row, not too much trouble. That adds another 0.06% to the win percentage, and then the EV. And then you can get mixed 7s. Any 3 7s. So that's going to be a total ways of these two. Sum these two up. There's going to be some exceptions to this. The exceptions are when you get the blazing 7 or the regular 7, 3 of those in a row. So you have 18 ways of getting mixed 7s. Pretty low probability event, but the payouts are much better, right? So if you get 3 blazing 7s, you get 700 to 1 odds. If you get 3 7s in a row, 150, right? And if you get mixed 7s, you get 100. Okay. Let's move over and make this analysis work for more than 1 credit. This is for the 1 credit bet. We'll do the same thing for the 2 credit bet. Here's going to be the payoffs for the 2 credit bet. All right, for the 1 credit bet, you don't get paid anything if you get these 7s. So you just get your 97% return. The EV, when you have 2 credits, it's the same formula. It's just going to be this times the probability. We're going to take the sum of that for our total. So you get 99 cents back. That's pretty bad because your amount bet is 2 credits. So that return is going to be 50%. That's pretty bad. So as an engineer, I'd mess with the number of 7s on the rows. Maybe make this 2. And I would do this until I kind of got what I wanted. Maybe there's 6 7s. Still not great. That is somehow affecting the return for the and affecting the return for the 1 credit payout somehow. Why is that? That shouldn't be changing. Oh, hold on. Oh, because it's affecting the number of blanks left on the reel, because this is a balancing function. So yeah, this could be something you need to play with extensively. Let's say we get 8, 5, 7. Let's see. Still too high. Maybe this should go down to 3. 91%. That's pretty good. And let's maybe increase the total number of stops on the reel to 60 or something like that. Would that work? No, that's not going to look good. Let's increase the number of bars, maybe more 1 bars. 89 and 98. These are pretty good return percentages. These return percentages by law have to be greater than 85%. You can't return less than 85% of the player's money to them. And this is pretty good. These are good machines. This would return 90% of your money. This would return 98%. You're still going to lose, and the more you play, the more you will lose. But it's not, you're not getting slaughtered here. You're just getting sheared a little bit. And if you enjoy it and you have fun, so be it. The other thing you got to worry about is the max odds. So as a regulator, you specify that the max odds have to be less than 17,000 to 1. So the max award has to have odds of no more than 17,000 to 1. You can get that by 1 divided by the percentage of hitting the max award. So this is 4,000 to 1. Chance of getting 3 blazing 7s. Pretty good. Pretty good. This would make a pretty good casino game. High return to the player. Lots of fun. The question is, should you play it? And the answer is no, because you're still losing money, albeit slowly. And 89%, you might lose quite a bit of money there if you stick with it. The kicker is that if there's a progressive, you get a jackpot when you hit the 3 sevens that is equal to whatever progressive has, the progressive jackpot is. Payouts are the same, right, except for the jackpot. Here I'll do the same calculation here, the EV, expected value, sum, this should match, it does. All right, so this, I mean, at the time that this was taken, the jackpot was 760.42. That is going to increase the return percentage a very little bit, right? 700 to 762 increases the EV from 15 cents on that award to 16 cents. So not much to impact the final expected value and return percentage, except that this is now going to be the 3 credit bet. So some of these do go up. The triple sevens go to 300. The double sevens go to 200, or the mixed sevens go to 200. Looks like a good return, except that you're actually betting 3 coins, so it's not really any better than betting 2 coins at this point. You're getting 96% back. You want to find a game that has a return over 100%, and then play it until you've made some money, basically until you've hit the jackpot. And this game is not quite there. It's going to return 96% of your money. But as the payout goes up, it becomes more appealing. If this were to go to $1,000 progressive, now it's 98%. It's on par with the 2 credit bet, 1,500. Now it's actually a winning game because of this award increase. You're actually getting 101% of your money back if you stay long enough. Basically stay until you hit the jackpot. Then it becomes worth it. The question is, what point does this payout need to be for me to sit down at the machine and make me want to play it until I hit the jackpot? What point is the EV 100%? Somewhere between 1,500 and that 760, to be sure. We can goal seek it in Excel. We can just go to data, what if analysis, goal seek. We want to set value of the return on 3 credits to 100%, or just 1, by changing this cell, 1,500. And if we do that, there, we have a value of 1301. So if the progressive on this machine is higher than 1301, then it's worth playing. Then the return is going to be over 100%. So this is kind of what would make me want to sit down at this thing. Of course, this is all theoretical. You would first have to get the real stops to be able to do this analysis. And I guess you could get that if you just play it long enough and kind of note how many symbols are on each reel or how many symbols seem to turn up. But that would cost quite a bit of money to do it. This is just an example of how you would look at the analysis of a slot machine and figure out whether or not it's worth playing. Thank you.